Uh, Let me make sure my logic is good. It seems like it's good. I don't know. We'll find out. Hello, hello. Let me, yeah, give me like a minute. Everything is not cooperating with me right now, but it's okay. All right, hello, Nakia Shade. I'm a Hollywood trained author, award-winning author and artist, and today I'm just gonna be sketching the thumbnail for chapter 12 of my audiobook drama, Song of Wata. Hopefully answering some questions so you guys know about the stuff that I have going on this month. Yap, lots of yapping, and just chill. We're gonna chill today. Gonna chill. I did want to do something else here. Or maybe I don't. No, I'm good. I think it's fine. I just wanted to. And I also kind of wanted to have the cards in the frame, but I can't have the cards in the frame and the book in the frame. It's okay. I'll show you guys the cards in a second. I'm not live on TikTok right now, which is fine because I don't need to be live on TikTok. So we are Gucci. You're Gucci. Ah, that's why. There we go. Now everything's full. And Sela's here. When Sela's here, it's a party. Okay, let's try to zoom in a little. These are the technical difficulties of stream in which I deal with. Kind of shit, honestly. Whatever. Y'all can see some of it, and that's what counts. I don't like that you can't. I can't. Okay, there it is. There it is. Great. Steel is here. I have my cards here. These are the ones that go in my purse, actually. Okay, so I'll show you guys some of the cards that I have. These are from my audiobook drama, Song of Wata, which you can listen to on YouTube. I have all 8 of them right here on display. And again, this is Sela. She's my doll. And the next chapter is about her, so this is fun. Have her present. These are cards to my audiobook drama, Song of Wata. And I'll switch over to the other camera to show you a little more detail, but these are cards that are made with paper collage, acrylic, washi tape. On the back, there's like a little bit of a saying, and on the inside, they're completely blank. I've had women use these as manifestation cards, tarot cards, oracle cards, um, prayer cards, wish cards, birthday cards, greeting cards. They're all types of stuff. This is another one that's also Sela. On the inside, it's totally blank, and on the back, looks like this. Let's focus a little bit more. Yeah, they're all a little different on the back, different sayings. This one says grief. Blank on the inside. I sell these on my Etsy store, and I'll link that in the description somewhere, or I'll pin the comment so you guys can like check it out. Ritual. This is voice. I've also have a playlist on my YouTube channel for timeless card readings. So you can check that out if you're interested in kind of getting like my interpretation of the art based on the viewer's energy and based on what I think makes sense for the viewer that's watching it. And this one's Destiny. This one's like my favorite one. Yeah. So these cards are inspired by the story. They're not like what's happening in the story right now, but they are a part of the story and what is happening in this act, Act 2. So there's 8 of them. They're all blank on the inside. You can write whatever you want. And all 8 of them. They come in a pack of 8 on my Etsy shop. I will link that down below. I think I can get chat on here. Oh, sweet. Okay. Great. Okay. I also sign them as well, so if you're wanting something signed from an award-winning, published, Dark Horse Comics published author, artist, then I'll totally sign them for you. Not a problem. There's also the video that I have on my Instagram that you can check out as well. Uh-oh. What just happened? What did I just paste? Uh-oh. There we go. Great. Okay. So, yeah, you have my cards. So today I am going to talk about chapter 12. Well, not yet because it's not out yet. But like chapter 11, chapter 10, kind of like what's been going on with chapter 10, chapter 11. Talk about this thumbnail that I'm creating for chapter 12 and answer any questions you guys might have about the drama, about my process, about me, any of that stuff. And then yeah, I'm just gonna chill. I had a long weekend today. Hopefully, you're having a good weekend. My weekend was going to like an art event, an art networking event, um, by like 12th and Valley Creates. So they like host different events and stuff. So that's where I went yesterday. And I had like a Rotary service event yesterday as well, and it was fun. It was a good time. I was able to like show up and just be chill and not like sell anything or excuse me, too much. Um, so that was fun. I looked super cute. Actually, let me see if I can pull up that image. I would actually like to share it. Give me a second to actually pull it up. I looked cute. Not gonna lie. I looked cute. I looked really cute yesterday. Okay, this is what I looked like. Oh wait, you can't see it. Hold on. Oh, this light. Hold on. Yeah, that was me yesterday. I looked very cute. I was like wearing a tan and white outfit, and it was really cute. So that was me, and I have a different wig on, like the ponytail wigs, which I actually think are really nice. The only problem is it doesn't match my hair color, but most people can't tell the difference anyway. and I felt like it was kind of cute because it's kind of that ombre effect where it's like, oh, it's one color one way and it's different color the other way. So yeah, that's me. I looked real cute. Had the red lip, which I don't typically do red lip because I think it can be kind of much, but I was like, you know what? I feel extra today, so I'm gonna do it like red lip. You can't really see it. It's not right bright. Hold on. Okay, now you can actually see it a lot better, but now it's like washed out. Oh, hold on. Okay, that's better. Anyway, it was cute. It was like a skirt and uh lacy a lacy tank and then like a jacket. It was cute. I wore pearls and I think I wore my moonstone bracelet. I can't remember. I don't have this wig on my TikTok shop yet because I haven't made a video for it. But I will. And then if you guys are interested in it, you can grab it off my TikTok shop. Okay. Camo. Oh, it should work. I have paused it. Give me a second. Of course, it wants to do the thing that it doesn't need to do. Of course. Mm, okay. I wanted to yap a bit more before I got into this, but I also wanted to make sure that this was like centered so that I could just like, go to it. Anyway, um, what else? What else? What are other updates? Like I said, chapter 10, chapter 12 is on its way. I finished chapter 10. Let me check because I don't remember. Look, y'all, I just update stuff, and then that's how I go about doing things. I just post. Post and forget. I post and forget. Let me see. Also, let me make sure that I'm actually live because sometimes let me make sure the audio is good too. Okay, everything sounds good. Okay, everything looks good on YouTube, but on Twitch really quick. I'm not even signed into Twitch. Okay, that's not helpful. I can't monitor the stream if I'm not logged in. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Mm, Let me change this. Okay, let me log into Twitch and then I'll be ready to go. Successfully logged in as opposed to being unsuccessfully logged in. Great, good for me. Let's go. Everything's out fine. Okay, great. By the way, I'm using Camo Studio, which is a program that you can use for live streaming. You can use it for, I've used it for like teaching, I use it for live streaming. I don't think I have like any special code or anything you could use. I bought it and it's actually rather inexpensive compared to like everything else. So if you're interested, I can share with you guys like the link so you can check it out. I've tried a lot of other stuff in the past, and this is like the best one that I've used so far. It's very handy, it's simple to understand. If you don't want to use stuff like, you know, OBS or like anything crazy, you don't have to. You can just use something like Camo Studio and it does all the work for you. So it's very good like in that way. Um so let me go back to talking about chapter 10 and chapter 11 and then we will get to the drawing. I want to yap right now. Also, 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 the new Avatar movie came out. I haven't seen it yet because I don't have Paramount Plus. But I'm gonna figure out a way to watch it. Either I don't think it's gonna come on any other streaming service. I think it's just Paramount Plus. But like I stayed away from spoilers, and now people are spoiling it like with YouTube summaries and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna check it out when I get the chance to, because my God, it looks so cool, and guitar looks so cool, and like I grew up watching that, but I haven't seen much of it since Korra, and so it's kind of cool to like watch it again, this new version of it, I guess, and see like how people are interacting with it and just having fun with it and enjoying it. It's nice. So I'm definitely going to give it a watch when I get the opportunity to. And also just like kind of like fangirl over a little bit because I haven't watched it in a long time. And the last thing I watched, like I said, was Korra. And, it's been forever, right? Isn't it been like a decade? Like just about? Like it's been some time since Korra came out, and so I wanna really like. I don't think I want to watch the whole series over again. I think I just want to like have fun. It would be nice, like definitely nice to just experience it and watch it. I might have some friends that might want to watch. I don't know yet though, because I haven't asked her or my other friend too. Haven't asked either of them yet, but it would be nice. Yep. And the other thing is, what else came out? Not Korra. Avatar movie came out. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts came out. I haven't played. Okay, I might not seem like a real fan, but I haven't played Kingdom Hearts since Kingdom Hearts 2. And I never played the mobile game, and I never played 358 Silver 2. So I've really only played the main games, but I haven't even played 3. Um, so my list, my priorities, probably for like, in the near future would be to acquire a gaming console so I can actually play. Oh, I have hair on my hand. Oh my gosh. Like actually play these games and have fun and like get to experience it firsthand instead of just watching live streams because I really only experience it through live streams and watching people play, but I haven't like played it myself. So yeah. Um, I'm not logged into my Twitch chat. My bad. I don't. Twitch, I'll keep y'all on the side. I will log in a second to Twitch chat. Because I'm sure. What else came out that I've been thinking of that I have not had the chance to actually partake in? Rad. Okay, I'm in Twitch chat now. We're all synced up on the Twitchy chat. Hello, Twitch. Hello, chat. All right. That's why I make notes so I can remember stuff. I don't think there's anything else that I guess there's something else that I'm interested in that's come out. Let's see. Kingdom Hearts 4. Oh, there's like the new Frozen movie, but like I've never really been interested in Frozen, but I just saw it. Um, I forgot which one. See, I'm not a real fan, you guys. This is how you know. D23. D23. Okay. Disney official fan club. Yeah. That was announced at D23. Um Frozen was announced at D23. So think about Incredibles 3 was announced at D23, which is kind of crazy. Because I thought we were done and dusted with Incredibles, but apparently not. That's all that was relevant to me. I don't watch like Toy Story or nothing. So that's of no value to me. But I'm sure there was other stuff that was announced that I just like didn't know or care about. What else? It's kind of it. Like on the gaming side, I haven't done any gaming because I just played Balatro and I haven't played anything else because I wanted to finish Balatro and like beat it and then like go to another game. I don't have a PC. I have a Mac, so there's not a lot of games that are actually available for Mac. Like it's very small, and there's a lot of indie games that I want to play, but they are not Mac compatible. So these devs got to get on it because I really want to play some of these games. And some artists that I follow are there's one gal. What's her name? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I follow her and she's a dev. Let's see. Um, I'm sure she'll come up in my thing. Oh yeah. No, that's not her. Crap. I don't really know where she is on here, to be honest. I just saw her post like yesterday. Like, what? Hello? Does this thing not categorize? Okay, wait, it does. But it. Why? Okay. I can't find her, but she's making this like fantasy game, and it looks cool, and I wanted to like be one of the first people that was able to play it, but like I said, it's not on Mac, and I only have a Mac, so hard times for me. There's another YouTuber that I follow. You guys know Glitch ended Digital Circus, and I wasn't really impressed by it. It was really lackluster. Like I get like the idea of like making the best out of a meaningless situation or something, which was nice, but I it was kind of like, underwhelming for me. I did watch it when it landed because that was full spoilers too. No surprise, getting leaked and everything. But I watched it. It was interesting. I think like I just liked the Digital Circus because it was just funny and I liked the animation. It was goofy. The characters were interesting, but I did not stay around for the drama. I could have cared less, and I think it just shows like we don't have it what how it was the back of the day when people were not as like crazy online and just like ruining stuff for everybody else. So that was not fun. Um, what else? Somebody else that I was just thinking about. Oh yeah, you guys know I used to watch Cow Chop a lot, and so now there's a new channel with Rent, Lindsay, and Alex, their like little brother. It's actually really funny. And it's cool. They like, go travel and they like share the vlogs, and it's funny and it's comedic. They went to like a hospital or something like last week. I guess the episode was like them going to a hospital and just like it's an art exhibit. It's not like they went to the hospital, but it was an abandoned hospital and it was under an art exhibit. And I think believe it was in LA, and that was cool. Like it was just cool. Like it seems like they're doing a lot of cool, fun stuff, and it's not all just like crazy cow chop stuff. Like it's just like fun. It's chill. It's a bit more like relaxed. It's still funny, but it's like in a more like let's not like cause problems for ourselves kind of way. Like it's less chaotic. Um, but it's still same chaos if that makes sense. So that's been cool. I'm watching that. Um, Aphmau finished her Mermaid Tales drama last week. I think last week or the week before. So that's done. That was what I was binging and watching online. That was like my thing that I was watching for the last couple months. I think the last quarter or so, and that was pretty good. I think it was over 5 months or something like that. It was going on for a bit, and that's done. I enjoyed that a lot. That was very fun. And now I don't have anything to watch, so I'm looking for stuff to watch. I haven't watched any K dramas, C dramas. I was watching micro dramas, but I'm kind of done with those because they're all kind of getting repetitive. I was watching Turkish dramas, but I don't have any more to watch there. And what else? Wasn't there another thing I was watching? There's a new thing at Reacher, which actually looks kind of interesting. I might watch that. In terms of like the Twitch space and like gamers, I have been watching James, which is UHN. I've been watching him. I do watch Alex sometimes. There's some new VTubers that I've been watching. I don't really, there's not a lot of VTubers that I really watch because I don't like sitting there forever. So I'll watch ones that I think are interesting or have like an interesting voice or an interesting character. Otherwise, I don't really do a lot of VTuber stuff. Mm. I did watch Arcane. I did watch that when it came out, all 2 seasons. That was great. That was very nice. But like I said, I don't have anything to watch anymore. So I'm either going to be just focusing on my drama and getting it done, or finding other people to watch. So if you have any suggestions or recommendations, that would be great. Also, let me put in the chat the link to the playlist for Song of Water, which you can watch and rather listen to, not watch. It's not a show. I always have to make that distinction when I promote. You can listen to Song of Wata on YouTube. And my drama, since I started adding animation like elements, it's got more views in the first month than like well, for the first 2 weeks than a 2 month time period or even a year. So definitely learning a lot since I started using um, visual effects, sound effects, learning a lot. And so I'm very much going to keep going with that direction and create more content around visual effects, sound effects, that kind of stuff, because I didn't realize that it was important and I just wanted to make a leisurely audiobook, but things are a bit different now. So I want to try new things that would allow viewers to like appreciate what I'm doing, enjoy it, and really have fun. I know the stream's been a bit slow, so when I get to the drawing, probably in a few minutes. And if you're on Twitch, I'm working to get to 10 followers, so feel free to follow me. That would be awesome. On YouTube, I'm working to get to 100, but I'm going to try increments of 10. So I'm at 51, so I want to get to 60 this quarter. So you can follow me on YouTube as well. And I'll do more of these live streams every month. I really would like to get back to live streaming. That was what it started off with. And it was like easier for me because I didn't have to think about video concepts and stuff. Like I could just get on here and just talk with you guys and be chill and just have a chill time. And so I want to do more of that as well. on my iPad ready to go. I can't really think of anything else I wanted to share with you guys. I'll talk about chapter 10 and 9, 9, 10, and 11 as I draw. I don't know if anybody else yawns streaming or not, but I don't know why I yawn so much. I think it's a lot of focus. Streaming's focus, guys. It's like I'm sitting here and talking to you all. I'm yapping. You know, it's a yaptastic thing. I don't need this open. 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 There's like a whole screen that I don't need open. And I just need this one screen because I also need references. Oh, I guess I could also talk about my art for a minute. So I have been studying some Chinese artists because I really think I could improve my lighting, my composition. I feel like I'll show you. Let me see. Why is it so big? Or why did it feel so tiny? Is it too short? The heck? Nah, man, this feels short. What the hell's going on here? Hold on a second, yo. Ah, it is. It very much is. That's much better. Okay. Anyway, I'll share an example because I learned by example. So for chapter 11, I thought this was good. I thought at the time this was as good as I could get. You know, I felt that this was as good as I could get. I rendered the best I could. Why does this look like this? What is happening here? What is happening? What is going on? Why does it look so washed out? Ew. Ew. What the heck? Yo. This is like off. Yo. Why does it look like that? Okay, I don't know why this looks like this. I felt that this was the best I could do at the time. And from this, I'll show you guys. From this, I made an animation that you all know what it looks like because it's the chapter 11. But I made this animation. And I made this with Amberjaw. And so all I did was take my art and I drew over it and I did my stuff and I can zoom in really close and you can see like her eyes change color. The snake's eyes change color. The snake has some kind of like breathy thing going on there. Everything's a little bit animated. The background texture's animated. Or the scales on the snake is animated. The smoke and the power is animated. The hair, like there's all types of like gentle visual things happening, right? And at the time, I was like, this is the best I can do. But now that I'm like studying Chinese and Korean illustrators, they take it to another level. And so part of me is like, okay, if you can implement one thing every time, then every thumbnail, then you're improving. So that's what I did with this one. I improved like the visual look of stuff. Like, yeah, even now I can tell that there's some issues visually here, but it's definitely more dynamic than the last couple of thumbnails I've done. I can objectively say that. So this is good. I would also say that the color is a lot better than the last time I did it. So like now there's more color harmony going on. There's like colors that look good together and there's opposing colors. Like things look better. So I've definitely improved based off of the teachings that I've been observing and the teachings that I've been looking at, and so I am satisfied with the progress I'm making. It is definitely slow progress, but it is progress nonetheless, and so I'm very much pleased with that, and I look forward to sharing more awesome updates on my art progress and really just like getting stuff to a better space because I really think like I didn't even really share this one with you guys because I was still really trying to figure out the dynamic of these two. But this is Barbarossa, Captain Barbarossa, and that's Amara or Sela. So Barbarossa and Sela. And so I was trying to figure out their dynamic. I wasn't really sure what I was going for here. I want it to be like playful and fun, but he looks too old and she doesn't look exactly the way she needs to. And I was trying to go for something like some kind of like a concept. Why is there like this weird thing happening? What is this weird focus thing happening? What is going on? What is happening? What is going on? What is happening? What is retouching what? Yo. Okay, it stopped. I don't know what was going on there for a second. I thought I was like seeing some stuff. Anyway, I I wanted to try something new and something different. So that's why I did this kind of like pre-conceptual piece. And it's not what I want. I know, yeah, I was moving my thing around so you saw my thumbnail. I wanted something else. I do like how Amaro looks, Sela Amaro. Barbarossa just looks too old. He doesn't look like I want him to look. But it was like a start, right? So, I started something. And I'm not saying that, so like with this one in particular, their dynamic is very much like a mentor kind of figure, like, found family kind of stuff going on. Um, they have a dynamic that works well. So they're not like a love interest thing, but I wouldn't remove like having camaraderie or just like a good stable relationship. This isn't like a romantic thing. They just have that like they built that closeness over time. So I'm not trying to make them like a couple or nothing. But this one, this is like early in the beginning, and I wanted to show I hate this box light now because it's really messing up things. And it's just like whatever. So with this one, I really wanted to show like literally the beginning, like the after the events of chapter 11, like where Amara's like or Sela Amara is injured and Burroughs is like showing her kindness and beating her and giving her tea and stuff. So I really wanted to show that I'm gonna remove this box like it's really not necessary anymore. I think you guys can see it either way. And so, how do we go from, this to that? Like how do we get there? It'll happen over time. And this story is definitely not like in this drama there is like age gaps and things with almost every character there's some like age gap thing happening. But I really did not want Barbarossa to be like a romantic interest for Sela. I really wanted him to be like that mentor and even like that like dad figure that she didn't get to really have for a long time because her father dies in chapter 9. So I wanted to be that person that was seeing this new person that she was becoming and actually encouraging her and everything. So I don't see this as romantic. I just see this as somebody that like they're very close and they have this like dynamic that works well, and it's not romantic, it's just like friendly and supportive. So yeah, they're not romantic, but I think I'll have definitely have scenes where they're being mistaken for that, or she's like his mistress or something. People think that kind of stuff, but it's definitely not that dynamic. That's not what I'm actively writing, but people in story, and I'm sure people in the comments of my videos will be like, "Oh wow, like ooh, but that's not what I'm going for. Not with this one. I will definitely have time to write my zaddy, comics and dramas and stuff, but this one really is not that at all. Even I would say with, you know, these two with Niambe and Rizwan, like they aren't like their whole marriage is based off like a contract, like and because he feels like indebted and wanting to make sure that she doesn't get the bad end of the stick kind of thing. So she's not even in a good relationship. So I'm really focusing on like power and money and influence, those sort of things in this drama, and how you have to like what's your path? What are you gonna do when stuff doesn't work for you, or the path isn't clear, or things aren't making sense? Like what are you gonna do? So that's kind of why there's these dynamics are the way they are, because it serves like the character growth and the character purpose. And I did redo this one with Yamaya and Niambe, which I really think is really cute. Honestly, I'm actually glad I tried to recolor. I think this feels more ethereal and like goddessy. The one that I did before, the original one for the thing, it's okay. It gets the point across. But definitely it's a different vibe. And it doesn't feel as like underwatery or like weird. And even this one doesn't really have like a dark hue to it. But that's what I'm saying. Like I've been practicing with the Chinese style artist and the Korean artist and stuff. So I've been practicing. Even this stuff here, like this is a girl that I drew, just a random chick, another random chick. I tried to draw like a different Barbarossa, and the only thing I really think that I liked was his beard, but it doesn't work out, and I don't know why. I tried to draw Rizwanadine again. He doesn't look very good because he's spaced. I'm not really good at capturing him physically. I'm good at capturing him emotionally and his mannerisms, but not physically, so I don't really draw him too much. Oh well. But Barbarossa is supposed to be like this big giant dude, so I wanted to give him something like chaotic, a little bit intimidating and stuff, but I don't know. This is what I settled on so far. He doesn't look very intimidating here, but you never know. At any rate, I will get on with drawing. I wanted to share a little bit more about my process, what I'm learning, why things may look a little different style wise, and exactly what like this next chapter is going to be about, and where things are going, and how I'm like moving forward with this audio. With my friend, she's a animator, a caricature artist, cartoonist, graphic designer, and she does like books, and so she was doing like caricature stuff, and she just like shared it as well. That's cool. That's right. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna finish this today. I want to, but I don't know if I feel confident enough to. And like, I really think if I just did one thing that like improved this illustration, I would be fine. I don't need to do every little thing. And I think the biggest thing I want to improve is doing this like color filter thing where I add a filter on top, and I think it's supposed to be like hue or something. I think it's supposed to be hue. And so I know that this scene takes place in the morning. And typically in the morning, you're getting like the sun and you're getting the bright colors and stuff. So I really want it to come off, but also there's smoke and it's during like a fire and stuff. So part of me is also like, is this gonna work? So I'm gonna mess around and see like what I come up with and everything. But just know this is not probably gonna be done today. I'm most likely gonna like come on in here, remove stuff, change stuff because again, I am still figuring out a lot of this of where I want things to go and how I want things to look. And I really do think I ought to make this a little darker, but I don't know why I would want to do that. So I'm still like thinking things through and doing all that stuff. But these are like the base colors. I mean, I think they look fine on my screen. They look brighter than they actually are, so they're a little more muted. They're like mid-tones. They're not super dark, they're not super bright, they're mid-tones. And so I think they look fine. I think I wanted to try something like testing it out, the different types of colors, and I thought about a monochromatic thing as well because that might look better because we don't really need to have colors pinned down for Barbarossa right now, and I could do something that's more like moody or something, like I don't really know. So I'm gonna test some things out and we'll see what I come up with. I think it'll be fun. Again, if you've not subscribed to my channel or you're new here, oh hey, okay, I'll share it in a minute. You can subscribe to me on my YouTube channel. I am Nakia Shade, as well as on my Twitch channel. I am Nakia Shade. I have my cards from my audiobook drama Song of Wata, which you can grab on Etsy, and you can watch my or listen to my drama on listen to my drama on my YouTube channel as well. And chapter 12 updates this month, so you can stay in the loop for when it airs if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. What I wanted to say was that the Kingdom Hearts deep dive panel is on right now on D23. Just saying, I understand if your attention is divided today. I get it. Um, and I've been practicing. Um, I've been watching like uh Sensei Saito, so it's been cool to see his stuff as well. Okay, this isn't what I want. Anyway, I'm gonna get started. Um, And if this thing looks a little off or something, I'm gonna just adjust the camera because it's gonna look off because I'm trying to like draw at an angle. I was messing around with her hair yesterday and trying something, but it didn't look good, so I don't want it anymore. But it's all part of the plan, yeah. I think I'm gonna try something like this layer again. I might even make this a multiply layer. And it might even... So, I don't really like this style of... a little better. Okay. Because I want to do more like cell shading stuff, and so I wanted to kind of come in here with more harder shades. And yeah, you might be asking, well, where's the light source coming from? I don't know. So that's another reason that I need to like find a reference because I don't know. Hmm. Because I was thinking like if they're backlit or something, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's why I was thinking, what if the light was just like from this area, like, but also like from here, the like they're front lit, you know, and then everything's lit in the front, and then it's like the back or something, or like where it's less hitting the light is where there's no shadow. So I knew that the scene was happening a certain way, but I didn't really consider the light source. So that's my rationale. It's not a very good one, but it is what I'm using at the moment to determine certain things about like the shadows and stuff. So, and I like to use this one too, this selection tool, so I can get cleaner edges, and it's less like weird. And I know there's like, the planes of the face, I'm really not trying to get that. I'm trying to be as general as I can with everything. And then, like, I'll go in and I'll smudge things too. So, yeah. And this is not helping. This looks weird. So, something like this where I can, like, smudge it a little bit and then it looks a little softer. Again, I'm doing this backwards, and really more of her face needs to be lit up with, and less of it needs to be shaded. But like I said, I'm just messing around, and I still have this is multiply, so it's like everywhere instead of just where it needs to be. So I might even have the wrong shade at this point. I'm thinking about too many things at once instead of just focusing on like the main thing, which is the shadows. And this is typically if I'm trying to do stuff from imagination, I typically will start here. It might not be the best route most times, especially if I'm doing like a project. Then I typically already know, like, oh, okay, I know what the client wants, and I'm gonna just focus on that. When I'm doing my own stuff, though, it can definitely take its own form and shape, and it takes a bit more experimenting, which I don't really mind. This one's Piari. I don't like this brush. It's not 100%. Okay, now it is. It also does this weird layering thing, which I don't really like. So I'm just messing around with it. I did also, on the topic of, I'm trying to invert this. I did see that the new Total Spies song, theme song thing, music video. It was cute. It was cute. I also spent a bit of time watching some like comic dubs because I wanted to try that for my own thing, and that's been fun too. Okay, I think I just need to like. Okay, my thought on this was wrong. Like wrong, 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 wrong. It was like partially right and partially wrong. Again, that's why you look at preferences. But essentially, I was thinking about I was thinking about the sunlight as a shadow instead of like another type of light. And so that's why this looks weird. What I really need to do is think about the main light source, and then any other type of like main light source that's like hitting the face, the sunlight's hitting the face, reflected stuff, and then it's like shadows. But it's not as much as I thought it was going to be. And so that's why I was like tripped up a little bit on what I needed to figure out what to do. That's why it's always important to have references or something that relates to this sort of thing. Uh, References are great. References are your friend. Whether you take them yourself or you use like online stuff like Unsplash or something, it's all very helpful and useful when you're making your art. Now it's like I have references, it's like, oh, I can kind of understand the light a bit better. I can see the shadow on people, like where that shadow's coming from. Like, it makes a lot more sense. And like I said, when I do my own stuff, typically I'm doing stuff for imagination, so I'm not really thinking as much about this until the end. I'm allowing myself to explore and like play around and try new stuff. The client work, like I'm a bit more precise, and I don't really get to experiment as much. But for what I'm doing now, yeah, see, even just what I did makes more sense to me. Like what I'm doing makes way more sense to me now. Great. Okay. So I'm gonna keep going. Even her shirt makes sense now. What kind of snacks do you guys eat when you're working? I typically like to eat chips or fruit or granola bars. Actually, are some of my favorites. Some of my favorites. Granola bars. I'm gonna do this one here as well, and I'm gonna do the whole leg because that feels right. Yeah, that feels right. This one, because it's lighter, I feel like it needs less shadow. And then I think I messed up here, so I'm gonna re-add shadow. Great. I'm not really seeing a lot of like bold stuff happening here. And I'm using like a different type of brush. I don't like how that looks. I'll mess around with that a bit more in a bit. I don't want to get too caught up in the weeds about that. It's easy to get too like caught up with this, so I'm not gonna get too caught up in it. I will do a little bit of PREs, little chin, her little snoot. Okay, and of course, you have under eye stuff, under the nose. It's pretty common. The chin's pretty common. Okay, now I can do Barbarossa because I think I can understand his facepalm better now. Oh, definitely want more of the beard in the light as well. If I can get most of beard in light, then I'm happy camper. Definitely hair that's more like out as well. In the back, because again, nothing's really backlit here. It's everything's like they're outside, like yeah, you're gonna get like some shadow and stuff, but for the most part, the whole face is lit pretty well, I'd say. I also think I may have missed it with the lighting, with like the base colors. I feel like the base colors compared to the shading are like too saturated, and like the main colors are too light. I mean, I know Barbarossa is supposed to be like old, and then as you're older, your skin looks a little more pale and gray and stuff, but homie lives on the sea, you know, like he should be more tan than anything. That's my thought process. I may have done the wrong stuff. I know there's wrinkles here. Wrinkles here, wrinkles on his arm. But most of this is like open. And I honestly think I need a different color palette for him. I feel like his colors are too like I can just sample the colors. That's there. Like these are like in two different spots, it feels like. So I'm definitely gonna change some things around. Okay. I'm gonna grab a snack and I'll be right back. I don't know where I'm at here. Let's move this a little closer and I'll be right back. Okay. I shall return in a moment. I'm back. I returned. Okay. All right. Um, like I said, I probably won't finish this on stream. And it's already been over a little over an hour, so I kind of want to be done, honestly. I'm going to mess around with the lighting a bit more. I'm glad I looked at a reference. So, like, when in doubt, reference it out. Like, get a reference. Really understand how light is working, how shadow is working. So things actually look better. Like, I could objectively say this looks much better than before. I was randomly trying to understand shadow and light. Even here, I think I'll fix a couple things before I eat. I made oatmeal. I made oatmeal, like the instant type. They sell instant oatmeal in America by the little packets, and so I got that packet one, and I made a little oatmeal. Tastes pretty good. Like the cups would definitely have like a smaller amount of shadow. Even if they were lit from the front like this, there'd be a little bit of cast shadow, reflective stuff. The table, probably not as much. Yeah, I'm gonna really pay more attention. Also, I just realized something that I can like select items. Oh shit. And then um erase. Oh no, not like that. Sorry, I'm screaming. I didn't want to erase it like that. I wanted to erase the shadow without erasing the other stuff around it. My gosh. Definitely not what I wanted to do. Like, I don't think there'd be any really shadow there. I can select this, and I can erase a shadow on this, and keep what I want. Yeah, I feel confident about that. Okay. The chairs, and I'm glad I put these on in its own layer. I would say the chairs are fine as is. I would probably just vary where the light's hitting. Yeah, that's fine. Wheelchair is probably a little different, but obviously I'm thinking where any of the light is hitting her. So like any of this area here, any of this area here, this area here. Actually, no, not that area because that's her hand. This area here, this area here, this sort of stuff. Something like that. Great, okay. So again, this looks much better than before, and I can select the characters, and then I can also go back to this layer and, you know, really lock in some of the shadings and some of the stuff that may need less detail or more detail or whatever that looks better than whatever the heck I was doing before. Whatever. Great, okay. So, yeah, that's what I have so far for this scene. I'm done. I'm tired now. I was not planning to get this done all the way today, so I had no expectation. However, I think just improving one small thing, which was the lighting in and of itself, was a good call. So I am pleased with this progress. And then later, maybe I'll work on it again off stream. I would really like to work on these things on stream. Um, I know my streams are a little slow and a little boring, but I'm not really, when I draw, I'm not really super high energy. I just like to focus and get something done. So, you know, maybe when I get my PNG tuber thing figured out and I actually have that kind of character, maybe this will be more entertaining. For now, though, I know it's not that entertaining, and so I'm not really, if you're into slower streams or you're into just somebody yapping and you're into just like learning about the art or the story or whatever, then this is like for you. Otherwise, you might get bored, and like I totally understand that. Um, it's kind of my goal, and whoops, over the coming quarter to like really have a bit more entertaining stuff, like maybe music or really just making the stream a bit more engaging. I know I only have like one follower on Twitch, and I only have 51 on YouTube, but I would like to try some new stuff that can really make things more engaging. So I'm gonna close this off. Up, I'm upside down for some reason. Why? Why? What? Okay, better, better, not upside down. So that's what I accomplished over the last hour and 30 minutes. I got a little bit of figuring out shadows done, some references, so always check references so you have a better idea of light and shadow. And I made a snack. I talked about Song of Wata, the greeting cards anyway. I didn't really get to talk about chapter 10 or 11 or 12, but basically chapter 9 is when Niambe and her parents reunite, and Abubakar turns into a whale. He passes on and changes form. His dowry to Yamaya was his human form, and him being the father of fish, continuing to watch over Kaori even as a whale. And then chapter 10 was the aftermath of that, and Stila being really distraught and really upset about not being a part of that ceremony, like not being able to grieve in a proper way. And Yame dealing with the stress of trying to keep everyone together and her family together, and dealing with Sila's or Amara's emotions and how she feels betrayed. And so that was that chapter. And then chapter 11 is sometime when Sela, I've learned in chapter 8 or 7, when Sela has like a train ticket to go to Saba, Netherlands, so she just wants to live her own life and have nobody know her and do her own thing and have her own identity. She ends up getting into an explosion on the academy, the Sisters Vivian's Academy, which is like Hasita Lighthouse, and getting into that, and so we meet Barbosa, which is his captain, and he asks her, what would you do to the people who did this? And she's like, I would drown them in what they love most. So he's like, great answer. So he is like, it's time to stop hiding. Like, you know what you want, and I know why I'm here, and you already know what you came from. So like, let me help you, or I wanna believe in what you're capable of doing. I want to believe that you can do what you say you're gonna do and get back at these people who ruin your life. So this path of revenge, and even with Diambe, like she has her own like revenge. She's always been an overgiver and a people pleaser. She's always done too much, and so now her revenge is really pushing away people too, because she would have always been like, okay, I can deal with this. I can deal with this. I'm strong. I can deal with. But she's always just, I can't deal with you. Like leave. And so it's like, okay, what does she get out of this? Because now her marriage is crumbling apart even sooner than she thought, because now Sela's graduated from school, the marriage is basically over, and now she's not even allowed, the the fantasy of what she thought was gonna happen with Rizwan, because now he has a new woman that he wants to actually marry. Because remember, the contract between Niambe and Rizwan was a temporary contract that was gonna end in a year anyway. And so, like, she's like, okay, well, what am I left with? Like, her parents are gone on, and she's dealt with that, and she's grieving that, and she's grieving her sister, and we haven't even got to Nyamba yet, because remember, we only just saw Sela in the explosion in the aftermath. We don't even know how Nyamba's gonna react. So yeah, that's where we're at with this, with the last three chapters. It's been a wild roller coaster, and again, I started this. I wonder if I can share my screen. Hold on, I would like to share screen. I would like to share screen. I would very much like to share screen. Okay, let's check this out real quick. Kingdom Hearts 4. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Great. Okay, I started Song of Wata a year ago. That's amazing. And I have 11 chapters so far. I have 51 followers, and the views are slowly increasing on those chapters, and the new chapter has definitely surpassed the last like four chapters. I think it's gonna surpass the last 5 or 6 chapters too, because some of these chapters are more popular or newer or whatever. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Okay, you can see it now. So anyway, like I was saying, I started this a year ago. This was the first chapter, and then I kept going and I kept going and I kept going, and now this was 2 weeks ago that I uploaded this one. And at 65 views, I've been like watching the analytics, and I just know it's because of adding a little bit of animation. And I didn't even add sound effects to this one. This one I added sound effects and it has 84 views, and that was 7 months ago. So obviously, adding sound effects and doing more like animation stuff helps. And I'll show you guys what this looks like. If you haven't seen it already, this is chapter 11. This one that I mentioned before that has more of that like animation going on and more visual stuff. And I did this animation in Amber Jaws, which is an app you can download on the Apple Store. It's for Procreate. It's on mobile. It's on iPad. I don't think it's on desktop, but I've been using it on my iPad and on mobile, and it's really cool. You can download it. There's a free version, and that's like $9 a year, I think. And I paid for the pro version because I just wanted all the effects. That's what all these like effects are. This is just in that app. And then this shiny thing, this was in CapCut. So I got this like filter on CapCut, and then I put it on top, and that's kind of what I do. And then I just, I record the episode separately. I clean it up. Sometimes I add sound effects, sometimes I don't. It kind of just depends on what I'm going for. This one probably could have used some sound effects, but I didn't have time. I just wanted to get the episode out. So anyway, yeah, that's what this one looks like, and it's done to me. Like it's done. Like will I come back and redo it another time? Who knows? But for now, it's done. Alrighty. Great. All right. Anyway, that's all for today. So thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, like, hype this video up if you want to watch more content from me, of me drawing, of me collaging analog and digital collage, talking more about my story, sharing more of what I have available, like the greeting cards as well, which you can buy on my Etsy store as well. These are all from my drama, Song of Wata, so you can grab these on my Etsy shop. They're all original cards from my drama. They're really pretty. You can some oracle cards, as tarot cards, as prayer cards, wish cards, manifestation cards, birthday cards, greeting cards, and I have a YouTube playlist of timeless art card readings. So you can check those out if you're interested in learning about the archetypes of each card and the type of person that watches a video. It might resonate with you. Alright. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. May Parveen be your guiding star.